You guys want to do some illegal fishing? Come on, come with me. I'm on a search for any kind of bass pond a little bit closer to me. I know Chapman Lake, I love it and it produces, but I don't know. I always kind of have this stigma that I'm not supposed to be there, and the more that I use it, the more I'm gonna abuse it, the more I'm gonna likely get kicked out of there. So it's always good when I'm on my solo fishing adventures. I like to try to find some places elsewhere and that are closer to me to fish. So it's a lot of sticks and stuff. There's a lot of overhang over this water, so this water is real dark, man. They have been dyeing it, you can tell. It's like a green blue, so you kind of need a color that'll stand out in it. You can kind of see, like, that's like 2 inches in the water. You can see that swim tail doing what it's supposed to. I really had to blow up like right here. Whenever I was on that other side, I saw like 5 or 6. I don't know what they were swimming in the water. I think they might have been bass, to be honest. I'm not for sure. This cable running here is going to be a problem if we do catch a fish. We're going to have to land it on the other side of the cable. Fish on. Ooh. Maybe I just wasn't hitting in the right spot. First land, I'm throwing it somewhere else. Hey, these are bass. Right. This might give some Chapman farm bass a run for their money. Check that out, boys and girls. Off you go, little buddy. Hey, I thought I saw a bass in here. Well, he got this thing all twisted. All right, now that I caught a fish, somebody's peeking out the window or gonna yell at me to stop. I don't know why I'm so wigged out. I'm never wigged out. I think it's because I know the person at the other private place I go. It's where that this one's just kind of got me wigged out a little bit. That was a pretty nice sized bass, honestly. You can see where he kicked off right here and swirled it. Let's go. 1% on the GoPro too. So that is awesome. There's an inlet straight across over there. That's kind of where I was throwing it to. And then I was just kind of pulling my worm back through here like this. And I mean, he just smashed it. Well, that's fun. I'm glad I caught something. Hey, if anybody catches me fishing this private lake, they should be at work right now, shouldn't they? Good thing I work in the evenings. Gives me all the free time in the world to do things that I like to do, like this during the day. Okay, the swimtail caught one. Let me switch to this. This is just a weedless jig. It's a real small one, probably a 32nd ounce. Maybe a quarter, I don't really know. It was already in the box. I put this little green pumpkin and red flake worm on there. So the problems with jigs, yeah, look, something is already interested in that. So the problem with jigs is the skirts are a little bit hard for bass to suck up, but with that negative pressure, whenever they hit it, the worm gives them a little something to suck into their mouth, so that way it's a better hookup ratio. I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to hop it along the bottom Just real slow like. I always want these jigs to be my answers to my problems, but they never really are. Something's got it. Oh, oh. Something had it. Something had it and he was just kind of cruising with it. And then when I went to go set the hook, it just completely flew over my shoulder. Yeah, I feel like something definitely had this and they were just coasting with it. I saw it go from like right here and then it started going this way. Just ever so gently. Well, I hope that that didn't create like a tension hot spot where I just tried to set that and sent it flying over my shoulder. One of the things that I really noticed with these weedless jigs too, the smaller ones, they take quite a bit of time to fall, even though they are weighted and it's got a weed guard on it and it's meant to be pulled through the weeds. I mean, I do notice that they do take a, oh, there's one. No, that wasn't one. I think I was just on the bottom. They do take a little bit of time to get to the bottom. Fish on! Yeah! The jig might be the ticket. Oh man, he just jumped off. Kind of disoriented himself. Well, bye. That counts. He was up out of the water and I was trying to grab him. That's two, man. I don't really have the best hookup range with these jigs. I need to try to figure out a different technique maybe. Maybe I just need to set the hook harder on. I keep seeing something come up like right here. There it is. He was just waiting for it. Whoa! That came right at my forehead. He was definitely waiting for it. He's definitely not gonna bite that again. I didn't think that he would smack that so soon, to be honest with you. Always be prepared. And out here, and I liked it to where I can set my hook this way versus I don't really like going across my right shoulder. I like going over my left shoulder. Probably doesn't matter at all, but they're tearing this jig up. Probably not coming back after that one. That was pretty cool, man. I love spot fishing. Oh no. Keep him on this side. Keep him on this side. Another one for the jig. He tried to swim under the rope here. Oh man, they got some nice bass over here. So far they're slamming this jig. I think I need to trim up my weed guard. I've lost two right here. I just think the weed guard is either too big or the skirt's too long and I'm missing hookups that I shouldn't be missing. I mean, they've been grabbing it and running, I've been pulling, but they just kind of get to the point where they're just spitting it out. Sometimes the weed guard will block it and push it out of their mouth too. It won't get you the right hookup. They're going to town on this green though. So my weed guard is kind of just getting in the way. I'm going to try to see if this will cut, just shorten it. Okay. And then I think I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pull this piece of worm off of here and I'm going to shorten the skirt on this a little bit too. They say you really just want it like max at the length of the bottom of the hook. So all right, let's try and see if I get a little bit more hookups. I've missed like 4 hookups or so, and I think it was because of those 2 things. So hopefully this rectifies it. Yeah, look, and then that sticks out a little bit better too. I mean, it would make sense if fish are hanging out around there. If there's bugs flying around there, they'll get swatted out of the sky by the water. And I mean, that could be a prime feeding spot right there. All right, I definitely lied. I thought I was done, but I want to try a blade bait. I bought this and I've tried it and tried it and tried it, and I really haven't had any luck yet. Well, at least I know that they're in here. Maybe I can provoke one to bite on it. That'd be awesome. Make my day. This is usually the go-to bait whenever we go to Table Rock. Well, it was our go-to because we didn't really know what different to try, but now I have some ideas if we go down there. Look at that thing spin. Look at her shine in the water. This thing will make a man out of you, man, if you throw one of these for a while. I can already feel it because, I mean, it's a heavy action. This dual blade's not something you want to throw on some light pole. This thing, I can almost clear the other side of the bank. Do I have something? Oh no. This thing is just a heavy bait to throw. They probably don't even want this. Oh, there's one. Oh my God, I finally got something on the freaking spinner and he spit it out. I thought I already set the hook, man. I went clean over my right shoulder. Well, that's interesting. I have some 3-inch swim baits that'd probably do pretty well. I'm gonna have to come back over here another time and try some different baits now that I know that the bass are in here and they're biting. I have ideas. It could just be approaching that lull of the day. About noon, they just kind of, you got to fish in the morning and fish in the evening. Oh man, I'm like 3 foot off of that other side over there. Usually after I start catching stuff on everything, I try experimenting to see what I learn, new techniques for baits. There's one. No, it just got hard all of a sudden and then it stopped. Dang. Maybe there's just like a weed patch over there or something. All right, and that brings our fishing trip today to an end. It's about noon, and that was about a 3-mile walk, parking away and then walking over there. Pretty much everything that I rigged up, I was catching bass on, which is always good. I need to work with my jig a little bit more. I've tried it at Chapman, I've tried it here, and they were hitting the jig pretty well. I just think that the weed guard or maybe the skirt was too big. I could see him grab it, and I mean, every time I'd go to set the hook, I mean, my hook was flying back at me, and I really just think it was the weed guard, but I trimmed it and I didn't get any hookups after I trimmed it, so I will definitely be trying that again. I do really like that jig. I like kind of hopping it along and bouncing it. When they hit, man, that's just the thrill. Man, I like that probably more than I do the rooster tail. The rooster tail is usually, it was #1, but it got dethroned. That jig fishing's a lot more fun. The brush guard is pretty nice for hopping it around sticks and trees and not getting caught up, but I also think that it was making me miss bites. I think I missed probably the same amount that I caught. I caught 4. I'd say I missed 4 too. Like, I could feel him hit it, I could see him like turn sideways, and then it either just shoot it out over my shoulder or just is no good, you know. I'd like to rectify that. I need to figure out why I was losing fish. So once I start figuring that out, I'll start staying hooked up more. Scouted this place out. It was really nice and very well taken care of. I can see why it said private, right? But this neighborhood that I'm in right now, I know that the walking trail connects down back behind there. So there might be an easier way. Instead of walking all the way around, I might not have to do that again. I have no tips for you guys this time, but some of my friends have actually reached out to me because of these videos that I've been making and asked if I could take his family fishing. Anything that I can do to help get them kids out of the house, you know, like fishing's almost become like a lost pastime, and I'd hate that. Pretty much everyone that I go fishing with, they were like, oh, I haven't been in years, or I've always wanted to, blah, blah, blah. I don't want that tradition to die. I don't want it. It's a lost art form, really, and I just don't want it to disappear. I'm pretty booked solid for the next couple of weeks, but all that means is I get to make more content. So remember, fish after me. I can't even hold it. He's big.